This is a
1996
Subaru WRX. Not just any regular old WRX that you see down at the local car meet. This is a V-Limited, and it was built for a very special reason. This thing is a pocket rocket. One of the most iconic Japanese sports cars of the 90s, and arguably of all time, is the first generation Subaru Impreza WRX. WRX, of course, stands for World Rally Experimental, and the first version of the car was introduced in 1992. And as the name suggests, the WRX featured rally-inspired technology that anyone could buy, including all-wheel drive, a powerful turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, stiffened up suspension, and special limited slip differentials. Altogether, these changes made for one of the most exciting cars of the early 90s, and the WRX proved to be a hit. Together with the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, it was one of the great road-going rally cars. On one hand, it won the World Rally Championship 3 times in a row, from 1995 to 1997. And on the roads, in the hands of not Colin McRae's, it was pleasing drivers as one of the best performing cars at the time. To commemorate their first Rally Constructors Championship in 1995, Subaru launched this commemorative model in 1996. It was designed to celebrate Subaru winning both the 1995 World Rally Manufacturers and Drivers Championships. They were limited to a maximum production run of just 1,000 examples, this one being number 839 out of 1,000. And these were marketed as being only available in 53C Rally Blue, although chassis lists suggest a significant number were sold in other colors, such as solid white and pearlescent black. The V-Limited was mechanically the same as the WRX, but had a curb weight nudge to 1,240 kilograms, or 2,734 pounds. So how can you tell a V-Limited from a standard run-of-the-mill WRX? Well, on the trunk here you get a special crest. It reads out obviously World Rally Manufacturers Champions, Subaru 1995. And this of course is number 839 out of 1,000 that were made. And you also get that crest sewn into both of the front seats. I quite like that. Up front is the EJ20, a turbocharged 2-liter flat 4-cylinder boxer engine, same as the power plant found in the standard WRX. How much power does it produce? Great question. From every bit of research I did, I kept getting 280 PS, which is around 276 horsepower, which is also the same power output as the STI. So how does that make sense?
And then I remembered the era that this car is from, and the Japanese gentleman's agreement between auto manufacturers, where they came together and agreed to limit their advertised horsepowers on their cars to 276 horsepower. This was done in an effort to reduce car accidents amongst the youngsters with their street racing and such.
So, 276 horsepower it is then. Right. Now that 276 horsepower is sent to a 5-speed manual transmission and can send these little cars to 60 in around 5.5, 6-ish seconds, and onto a top speed of around 150. And their party piece isn't even how fast they are, it's how they handle. Now this one is riding on factory suspension, Those OZ Racing wheels are aftermarket, but the suspension itself, the rest of it, is all factory. These cars are extremely nimble. They're extremely well balanced. They feel well balanced. And they feel extremely tossable. That's not to say the speed and the power isn't fun. That's pretty rare that this is riding on factory suspension, because you don't see a lot of these in this condition anymore, in this shape, being stock and all. The last first generation STI I drove had about 500 wheel horsepower and tried to rip my face off. So much fun, and it's just a different experience because this one's so quiet on the interior. I don't have to raise my voice to talk to you. There's no loud exhaust, but you can still hear that classic Subi rumble. And because it doesn't have a screaming exhaust, when you get that turbo spooling up, you can hear that too. Now this one does have 45,000 kilometers on it, or just 28,000 miles for you American folks. It's just an absolute pleasure to drive. It's so smooth. It's not some stiff, bumpy ride, even though it has, from the factory, stiffened suspension compared to the regular Impreza. It's just a great all-around car, this thing. Look at that. It's perfect the way it goes around corners. It's just a pleasure, and you have that confidence of all-wheel drive. It's fantastic, this thing. It's just a little pocket rocket. So well balanced. You have all the traction in the world. It's putting down every single one of those 276 horsepowers. Oh man, this thing is fun. No wonder it won so many championships. It's all usable on the street. Thank you guys very much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Happy motoring.